So let's just jump right in. There's this strange paradox in the mental health industry that we need to unpack.
There really is.
I mean, finding a therapist, or any wellness specialist for that matter, is one of the most emotional, high-risk decisions a person can make.
Absolutely. It's not transactional.
It isn't transactional at all. You're not buying a toaster. And yet, so many private practitioners market themselves exactly like they were selling toasters.
It's a huge disconnect. We often call it the first session barrier.
The first session barrier. Okay.
Yeah, people here in South Africa, and really everywhere, will delay getting help for months. And it's not because they don't need it. It's because they're terrified of the unknown. They need to feel safe before they even book.
And you just can't build that kind of psychological safety with a static bio on a website.
You can't. Which brings us to this whole idea of the relationship engine.
Right. And that's what we're looking at today. Specifically, why mental health professionals should really consider a video podcast. Not to become an influencer or chase fame.
No, it's a tool. It's a tool to scale trust before anyone ever steps into your office.
Think about the BetterHelp effect, right?
Yeah.
How did these massive platforms get so much market share?
Well, it wasn't because their clinical care was, inherently superior. It was because they just normalized the whole interaction. They reduced the friction.
They made it feel accessible through constant, familiar digital ads and content.
Exactly. But a private practitioner here doesn't have millions in ad spend.
Of course not. But the thing is, you don't need it. A podcast, a long-form conversation, it actually mirrors the therapeutic container.
How so?
That safe space you create in a session, it allows for nuance, for silence, for pacing. You can't get that from a 30-second ad.
That's the key. It lets a potential client see how you think, how you listen. It's almost like pre-onboarding.
Pre-onboarding, I like that.
Because if someone listens to you for 45 minutes, explain your philosophy or your boundaries, they show up to that first session so much less defensive. They already know your voice. They sort of trust your vibe.
Okay, but I know what the clinicians listening are thinking right now. I am already so close to burnout. I cannot become a content creator.
It's a valid fear, a very real one. But the strategy here isn't about creating more work. It's what we call the repurposing advantage.
So you're not dancing on TikTok?
Not at all. You're having just one meaningful conversation a week. And that single recording, that's the seed for everything else.
Right. And this is where having the right infrastructure is just non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You can't be the talent and the editor. It's impossible.
Completely. That's why a partner like Tim Africa is so crucial in this space. They manage that entire production and repurposing workflow.
So the therapist just has the conversation.
The therapist just focuses on the conversation, and the team at Tim Africa turns it into the whole ecosystem, the vertical clips, the blog posts, the audio episodes.
You're outsourcing the friction.
You're outsourcing the friction to focus on the clinical value. And this isn't just for client acquisition. For investors or even your peers, this kind of consistent media presence, it signals thought leadership. You become a convener.
Let's talk about success, though, because especially in the South African market, we can get obsessed with views. So if a psychologist launches a show and gets, say, 50 views, did they fail?
Absolutely not. In mental health, views are a vanity metric. You have to ignore them.
So what's the real metric?
It's inquiry quality and session readiness. Are the people who contact you actually a good fit? Are they ready to do the work?
That's a huge distinction.
It is. If you get 10 views, but 3 of those people become long-term, high-trust patients, your ROI is incredible. You want relational credibility, not viral fame.
But tracking that kind of ROI, that session readiness, that requires the right dashboard, you need to know the content is actually driving the business.
Which is the other half of what a team like Tim Africa brings to the table. They provide that performance marketing layer. They make sure you have the analytics to show how that trust is actually converting into real inquiries.
It connects the content directly to the clinic. So, okay, for a practitioner who's ready to start, what's step one? What's that first episode?
Keep it simple. I call it episode 1, the reality check.
The reality check.
Don't just read your CV. Use that first recording to tackle the biggest, most common misconception in your specific field.
So like a marriage counselor explaining why better communication isn't always the answer.
Precisely. Deliver immediate value. That one recording then becomes your flagship asset. You can send it to every new inquiry to show them who you are.
So it stops being about just making content, and it starts being about building a system.
A system where attention builds familiarity, and that familiarity builds trust.
And in mental health, trust is the only thing that matters.
It's everything.
So if you're ready to professionalize your approach and build a system that actually works for you, you need the right team. You can find them at tim.africa or check out their podcast-specific hub at pod.tim.africa.
And you can find them across all the socials too, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for the handle at tim.africa.
Stop explaining yourself from scratch to every single person. Build the relationship engine. Thanks for joining us.
10 pitches, here we go. Ideas fast, body flow. Catch the vibe, catch the spark. Light it up, ignite the dark. 10 pitches, with a bigger idea, switches. Podcasters, turn to the marketing riches. Plug it in, turn it loud. Build your brand, make it proud. Pitch it high, pitch it sweet. Performance game, can't be beat.